lie here in bed and I can't get to sleep, 'cause the lights are shining through my bedroom window. The neon is telling me don't wait too long, but I can't get away, 'cause the lights always on. Oh, and they don't care, no, they don't care. Now they don't care about how I feel. Oh, they don't care, no, they don't care. There's a Walmart, but it used to be a field. But I lie here in bed and I can't get to sleep, 'cause the truck's driving by. Got a promise to keep going backwards and forwards, backwards again, paving roads for the trucks that are coming back in. Oh, and they don't care, no, they don't care. Now they don't care about how I feel. Oh, they don't care, no, they don't care. There's a parking lot where there used to be a field. So, oh, 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 oh. Well, I lie here in bed and I don't understand why they tell me I can't understand what they're saying. I'm too young, I'm too old. I was bought, I was sold, I was told not to stand at the fork in the road. Oh, and they don't care, no, they don't care. Now they don't care about how I feel. Oh, they don't care, no, they don't care. Their houses where there used to be a field. I said their houses where there used to be a field. I said there's houses where there used to be a motherfucking field.
This Sunday, folks, you know what that means. It's time for another exciting, exhilarating episode of Gravel Road Therapy with Dogbite Harris. And I'll be your host today. I'm Dogbite Harris. What's up, you fucking fuckers? Eighth time is the charm. My camera's been wigging out a little bit. It's kind of pissing me off. It's doing it right now. Anyways, you just watched a little snippet from our Artist of the Week, Tales from Ghost Town, Mr. Nick out of Bozeman, Montana. Good buddy of mine, known him for a lot of years. Helping us with some shows in late April for the Travelers Tour. Been an old friend of the scenes for a long time. Good man. He's a unique little snowflake. He definitely marches to the beat of his own drums. We used to hear stories about Nick hitchhiking to shows and stuff. He'd make it, though. Let's see. We won't be having a joking with Justin this week. Justin needs a little break. He's a young, vibrant, supple young man. And you can't cage a man like that every weekend. Can't get him to do a joking with Justin segment every weekend. So hopefully he'll be back next week. But this week he's drinking margaritas and banging senoritas. So yeah, man. Once again, I'm a lying sack of shit. It is Saturday, and I am not on a gravel road, and I am not feeling therapeutic. I'm actually in Portland right now, killing a little bit of time before I go play my buddy Wasco's birthday party. Been kind of a stressful couple days. We have some issues going on. I've decided I decided after this weekend that I will no longer tour in February. I'm actually, this isn't a tour, this is a weekend. That's what Bob Wayne would say, and I have to agree. I like how bands will call themselves touring acts, and they go out on weekend trips and go back home, which is what I'm doing right now. Which I like doing it, but it's not a tour, you know. If you don't have to sleep in your van for at least a couple nights or shit at a truck stop, then because of reasonings that you haven't had a friend's bathroom to use in days because you're just playing shows, not because you ate some bad McDonald's and you just had to go. But anyways, I'm tired. I'm beat. I'm too old for this shit, man. Actually, I'm not. But played a show last night with the Stoned Evergreen Travelers at Flood Valley Brewing in Chehalis. I fucking love Chehalis. It's a great fucking town. I hope a lot of you guys got a kick out of the meme I made with the girl that was plugging her ears during the Stoned Evergreen Travelers set. Let me give you a piece of advice, people. If you're the type of person that stands outside a venue or a bar or a fucking craft beer brewery and you tell yourself, and you're debating with your friends of whether or not you want to go in because there's live music playing, it's probably not the venue for you. If you don't dig live music, you don't have a soul, and you're probably a bitch or a pain in the ass to society, and you probably are soulless. And you should probably go down the street and either do karaoke so you can have your moment of fun, or you should go to the dance club so you can totally dance to your jam, because the place is probably not for you. You shouldn't even bother going in and being a rude bitch, because if I see it, I'll blast your ass on Facebook. Don't give a fuck. And that's exactly what I did. But yeah, it was a great show. I gotta give a shout out to Chris from Flood Valley Brewing. Just treats bands really great. He's got a great thing going on there. Just all around good dude. Chris Rohr out of Chehalis, Washington, Flood Valley Brewing. If you guys are hitting I-5 heading up to Seattle, and you get a hankering for some food, or you're thirsty, and you're about halfway up between Portland and Seattle, if you're thinking about it, think Old Dog Bite. Old Dog Bite said to go to Flood Valley Brewing in Chehalis. It's a great show. Great place. Good food, good beer, good everything. But yeah, so after the show last night, I checked in to a Motel 6. Oh, there's a squirrel. More wildlife than we've ever seen in fucking on a gravel road therapy session. But I got it for like $51. And I got it, and usually, I've always lived by the Owen Mays way of the road. When you're getting a motel, usually just get a Motel 6, because it might not always be the cheapest, but it's going to be reasonable, and usually they're clean. After that, you search out Super 8s, are the next bet. They're a little expensive, but they're also usually fairly clean. But they've really went to shit over the last few years. I forgot I was actually boycotting them when I made my booking, because of the whole Jared McGovern Urban Pioneers thing. I swore I wouldn't book another stay at a Motel 6 until Jared McGovern got properly compensated for his hardships that he had to deal with because of the lack professionalism in Motel 6s, especially the particular one that he had to go through all his bullshit for. There's a great music video up on the Urban Pioneers page that's got the video footage of what happened with Jared McGovern. You can also check out the full story on the Jared McGovern double talking with Dogbite episode. He tells the whole story about what happened and his legal problems. It's a great episode. I really like Jared. One of my favorite episodes to date. Next we got Lester from Pine Box Boys coming up on double talking. Little tidbit there. But yeah, back to the Motel 6. It was dirty as fuck. This is the first I've stayed in some shitholes, and this isn't the worst fucking place I've ever stayed at. But god damn it, it was close. I would say it's probably number 3. Number 1 being a place we stayed at in Knoxville, Tennessee, when I was on tour with Bob. And me and Dan Infecto were the only 2 people that would actually... No, Pat Brown. Me and Pat Brown were the only 2 people that would fucking stay in the place. It was disgusting. There was stains everywhere. I'm pretty sure it had cockroaches. It smelled like cigarettes. It was fucking gross. Absolutely fucking disgusting. And ironically enough, the second place one would have been 2 nights before that, actually. We were on tour. It's the last night of touring with of our tour with Wayne Hancock. And they decided that they didn't want to use the rooms that were in their riders, and they gave us their rooms for the night. So Wayne Hancock was headlining the tour, and he gave Bob, in his contracts, he gets 3 rooms. So he was a 4-piece band. Him and his ex-wife Gina got a room. And then 2 people would share a room, and then 1 person would get their own room, and they'd rotate who got their own room. They'd call it the Junior Brown Suite, because apparently Junior Brown is a chronic masturbator, so they'd call it the Junior Brown Suite. The person that drew their own room, which I ended up drawing the Junior Brown suite that night. I think Bob and Buck stayed in one room. Pat and Dan stayed in a room, and then I got my own room. So I had a girl up in I can't remember if I was seeing a bitch in Texas then or a bitch in Wyoming, but I'm sure I had phone sex that night. Anyways, long story short, or even longer. So, but I would say this place was 3rd to those. And now that I think about it, nah, those blankets not. Well, I don't know. Fuck, I can't. I'm not. I don't know. It might be a tie for 2nd with this place. But anyways, this is the first time I've ever had this fucking happen. I got up there, and they had 1 key for the whole motel room. They're the whole motel. 1 key. 1 key card. That was it. Buckets pouring rain. Another beautiful day in Portland. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I don't know why my phone is twitching the fuck out, but it's irritating the piss out of me. Anyways, though. So, the thing is, he'd program the card for your room number, and then you'd go and open your door and come back and give him the key back. So I And I rolled in at like 2 in the morning, and I thought to myself, I should stop somewhere on the way, grab some shit. But then I started thinking, there's a gas station like a block from the place. You know, it'll be open. It's right next to a Motel 6. Kind of a small town, but it's right off I-5. You know, right next to a Motel 6. It'll be open. Sure as shit. Not a goddamn thing open in that town. The pop machine's fucking busted, so I can't get a soda. Nothing to eat. Hadn't eaten since probably about 2 in the afternoon. So I had to actually go up I-5 a mile to a truck stop. I just left my fucking motel door open. I didn't give a fuck. I was pissed. And I had to fucking go up these flights, these rankety-ass stairs. Fucking a bunch of times. And there's no parking, so I had to park like a mile away from the fucking place. Anyways, but... yeah, so that was my stay. And I get in there. The blankets have fucking stains on them. It's got these neon lights in it that fucking make the place look like you're in a fucking police interrogation room. And it fucking smells like cigarette smoke, pine sol, and formaldehyde. But I've slept in worse places, I guess. You know. Think I would have saved my $50 and just slept in the van, but I was ill prepared. I didn't bring any blankets or anything, so... and it was nice to have a shower this morning. I needed one. I'm a big guy, so... fucking few hours on the road, I need to wash my balls, man. So, yeah. But yeah, I've been watching... watching the weather as of late. I left to go to do this, and I'm about fucking 30 miles out of town. I get a winter storm warning. And for those of you that are watching that don't know how Oregon works, it's kind of split in half. One side, it dumps rain all the fucking time. That's the side I'm on now. And the other side, the weather changes by the fucking minute. When I left, it was pretty nice, like 45, 50 degrees. It wasn't calling for snow until Sunday, so it was good. I was just going to bail out early from the show tonight and take off and get home, try to beat the snow. But yeah, now the snowstorm is kicking off at like 10 tonight. So I wasn't expecting to get back to like 2 or 3 in the morning, because I didn't want to be rude, because I'm playing a private party, like I said earlier tonight. But yeah, so I'm trying to beat this storm home. So I'm gonna go play my buddy's party, try to get out of there at about 8:30 or so. Try to get home by midnight. So I should be hitting the area right as the storm starts, and it's supposed to not be too bad at first. It's only supposed to snow like 1 inch to 3, and I can get through that. Like I don't really have that many problems with driving in snow. I got front wheel drive. I have pretty good tires, and my brake handle's pretty good in the winter. But what I'm more worried about is she's not real high off the ground, so I don't want to get stuck. Another thing I'm worried about is the road departments have kind of been doing a shitty job this year at keeping the roads clear. And there's a cut of road I got to go through that's about 25 miles long that isn't traveled very often. At least often enough to where I know that the county or the state probably won't make it a huge priority. They'll be, if they are plowing and putting gravel down, they'll be doing it probably in places with higher volumes of traffic. So that's got me worried a little bit too, but I think it's been warm enough and wet enough that it'll probably be melting off. I don't think it'll be sticking real good at that time. And if so, I mean, I think I can manage to get through it pretty well. But yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. If I get into any weird hairy situations, I'll try to get some video footage of it if it's not too hairy. I've got this whole this cell phone holder now, so I will I'll add a little bit of or I can fucking put it on the cell phone holder and won't have to fuck with it or hold it or do anything myself. I can focus on the road and film at the same time. So I'll just, if I can, I'll just pull over and videotape it, maybe make it a part of this whole saga, if you will. And anyways, now it's fucking hailing. I'm gonna get off here for a minute. I'm gonna check the weather again, see what it's looking like. And then I'm gonna do a little new segment that I'm gonna throw in every once in a while when I can. I'm from an area where there's not a lot of good food options, nothing too fancy. So, but now that I'm in Portland, I just hit up a place. That's one of my favorite places to eat, and I filmed it for you and explained to you why. So, dining with dog bite, a new segment that'll happen every once in a while. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll be back in just a minute to finish you guys off. I think I handled a lot of the stuff, so maybe we'll keep this pretty brief and I'll get on my way. Yeah, so I'm gonna check out the weather now. I hope you guys enjoy dining with dog bite and Hawaiian Time. What is up, folks? I'm in Portland. This piece of deliciousness that I'm showing you right now is a little piece of something that's been a staple in not just my life, but a lot of my friends' life for a long time. When I first moved away from Heppner, got my little piece of freedom, I moved to Eugene, Oregon, and there's a little restaurant chain there. At the time, it only had like 2 restaurants. It's called Hawaiian Time. It is the most delicious teriyaki you'll ever have in your fucking life. And they finally branched out to Portland. I don't make it to Eugene enough, but they've branched out to Portland, so now I get it once or twice a year. It's the most fucking delicious teriyaki on the face of the planet. Pretty sure. I've never had it straight out of Hawaii, so it might be better down there. Let me show you something. That right there is what makes it. It's their macaroni salad. It's fucking delicious. I like to do a little mixing of everything together. Pretty cheap too. This was only, I'm trying to think. This is like fucking 5 pounds of food, and it was like $12 or something like that. Might have even been cheaper. And it's the biggest one they have, of course, but they've got other sizes. And This is like 3 servings at least. I mean, there's 2 giant scoops of rice, 2 giant scoops of macaroni salad, and then a bunch of teriyaki chicken. And then they do pork and beef. My favorite is the huli huli chicken. It's delicious. So these people next to me are probably thinking I'm crazy because I'm talking to myself and videotaping my food. So anyways, I'm going to enjoy some of this. And then I'm going to come back at you here in a little bit with some more gravel road therapy. Alright, folks, I hope you enjoyed that little snippet of dining with the dog bite. A little bit of Hawaiian Time, one of my favorite places to eat, me and Blackwater and my good buddy Jake Cooper. Used to dine there quite a bit. It was an old Setness staple as well. My old first band with Kevin Drake and Jeff Curran. We used to practice and go eat at Hawaiian Time. Good shit. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, so get on to the next thing, and I'll be on my merry little way. Maybe we'll put a little thing, put a few other things in here to make it a little more interesting. It's already kind of a long episode, so I'm going to try to keep this little segment short. So, oh man, remember last week when we were talking about spanking kids? In all honesty, even though I was talking about Donald Trump and what kind of a piece of shit he is for calling a national emergency over a wall, I kind of believe in it, you know. I'm kind of a supporter of popping your kids on the ass when they do something stupid. Part of the reason why is, there's a serious lack of respect from the youth in this world right now. And I think that's got something to do with it. Kids need to have a little bit of fear of, not so much of their parents, in my opinion, and what your parents can do or the wrath of them, because knowing that your parents love you and trusting your parents is way more important than fear. However, a fear of consequences to your actions is one in general. And part of the reason I'm saying this is I saw some shit on Facebook today that literally made me physically ill. My ex-girlfriend's little brother was involved in a vehicular manslaughter charge that happened yesterday in my area. I'm not going to mention any names. If you know me well enough, you probably know who it is. But, I mean, who it is doesn't really matter as much as the story of the background of this guy matters. He's a 24-year-old kid, and when I met him, he was 14. And not a lot of respect. His parents didn't really make him do anything, didn't have a lot of consequences to his actions, and you'd hear a lot of excuses for the bullshit that he would pull back then, and part of the problem is that I think, and my ex even said this, is where the problem kind of started, was at one point in time, this kid had did something wrong pretty badly, and he got his ass spanked, and he ran to his grandparents' house who lived next door, and they called CPS on the kid's dad for spanking his ass. So the dad never spanked the kid again. And I think that gave this kid a little bit of edge, to think that he could do whatever the fuck he wanted. He just didn't give a shit anymore. That's how he was. He was always like that. I mean, he would just do the dumbest shit. And, like, right when he turned 18, he got caught. He got popped with a Dewey. Ran from the cops. Went and hid in his parents' house. Cops came in, and he fucking resisted arrest. And, well, and then he got some theft charges on him and all kinds of shit. I mean, he was always stealing shit, doing something dumb, just mouthy, disrespectful fucker. They kicked him out of school when he was like in junior high, and then they homeschooled him, which meant that, his mom fucking didn't make him fucking do anything. I remember one time we were sitting there watching TV, and they were showing the classic footage of JFK getting assassinated. And he was like fucking 15, 16 years old at this point in time. And he was like, "Who's that guy?" I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now? You're 16 years old. You don't know who John F. Kennedy is." And his mom would buy him, like, chew. Like, some of his punishment was getting his chew taken away at fucking 15. He's a fucking moron. He went and told his parents one time I was being mean to him because I wouldn't sell him chew. I worked at the gas station in Lexington, and I wouldn't sell him chew because he was, like, 15. But anyways, long story even longer, I guess. I think Friday night, he got drunk and got into a head-on collision with a fucking DHS worker and fled the scene of the crime and resisted arrest. When they picked him up, they found out that he had 3 warrants out for his arrest already. 1 for theft, a couple of failure to appears, some other shit. Now he's got vehicular manslaughter. He's got leaving the scene of an accident. There's a bunch of shit. And he's also got a smile on his face in the mugshot. That's really the icing on the cake, Is like even after that, he doesn't fucking feel like he did anything wrong, It's a game to him. So the kid had no consequences at all to any of his actions ever in his life, and I don't necessarily know if spanking is the answer, but he had zero fear of anything, and some kids do. I mean, they don't give a fuck. You take their Xbox away, you take their fucking whatever away, ground them. Sometimes it's not enough, I mean, I don't want to live in a world where you got to beat your kids to get them to listen, but beating kids is a harsh way to put that too. I think, just a couple paddles on the ass with your hand to get their attention when they're real little goes a long ways. I spanked my kid when she was little. Now it wouldn't affect her. I could whoop the shit out of her big ass, and I don't think it hurt her one bit. But at the same time, when I talk to her now, she listens. You know, when I mean business, she knows I mean business. I think spanking had a little bit to do with that. I'm glad I don't have to do it anymore. You know, I would like to be able to go back and do an experiment and not spank her at all and see what happens, you know, see how she acts. Unfortunately, kids just don't have the mind to reason. You know, they don't know. You know, they're not old enough to think. They do what they want because they want to do it, and that's it. You know. But yeah, so that's kind of a fucking shitty story. In a lot of ways. I mean, me and my ex didn't end on good terms. You know, the song People Like You Hate People Like Me was about her, and, you know, how she liked to live her life and how her family liked to live her life, you know. Her dad's the kind of guy that, you know, sit there with fucking sweatpants up to his tits, with Cheeto dust in his fucking beard, talking about how people are white trash, you know. I mean, I just, but on the other end of that, you know, I don't wish that kind of stuff on them. They weren't terrible people, you know, regardless of how they discipline their kid. And they definitely don't deserve to watch their son do that, because I know no matter, I hope anyways, I mean, they've always made excuses for him. But, I mean, I don't think even they will make any excuses for him, even if they are supportive to him and walk through this whole process with him. Because, I mean, he's going to do prison time. It's unavoidable. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't want to see them have to go through this kind of shit, you know? But anyways, yeah, let's see. Another quick little snippet, you know, I got deleted by a friend kind of mine this week on Facebook as well, and to be honest, I kind of feel bad about it. You know, I think sometimes maybe I'm too brash in my ways of pointing out things, I guess. You know, it's no secret I'm not a fan of the president right now or how he's handling things. So I said some stuff that actually wasn't too bad. We'll roll back the footage a little bit here, or roll back. So this week, the dude from Empire screened a attack, I guess. Had some guys in hoods come up on him, throw a noose around his neck and drag him off, and said this is Trump country or some shit. And the next day there was a meme going around that, you know, oh, they canceled Roseanne because she said some racist stuff and all this and that, but there's nothing happening to this guy because he's black, you know, and all this fucking shit, or liberal. This wasn't because he was black, it's because he was liberal, calling it liberal privilege or some shit, you know. And I just pointed out how that was false. A, they're fucking hitting this dude hard, and they fucking should. And B, that the show didn't get canceled. Roseanne didn't get canceled. She just got kicked off the show. And she said some stupid shit. I'm a fan of Roseanne. I fucking love the old Roseanne, and I fucking will watch it still to this day. That show back in the day was very much kind of democratic in a lot of ways. Pushed the envelopes. It supported gay rights. So I think that we should not forget the positive that show brought. It also showed what a real fucking American family looked like back then. And it's kind of doing the same thing now with the Connors. If you watch it, I'm enjoying it. People are dogging on it because Roseanne's not on it, whatever. Like, really, I thought Roseanne had kind of lost it in the new episode. She's just getting old and wacky, and she's not as sharp as she used to be. She's not like John Goodman, who is a goddamn genius and a fucking professional, or Sarah Gilbert, who's also good. They're both still on the show, and Laurie Metcalf does pretty good too as well. And then but yeah, and they also got Debbie from Shameless, who's a good actor. So they got a solid lineup. I don't think it's gonna last too much longer, but you know, it is what it is. It was fun for the minute and caused some controversy, but my point in saying something wasn't really to like bust the guy's balls. But he got very upset with me. And apparently it was because I had done this before and he felt like I was targeting him and all this shit. And I was just kind of like, whoa, like I didn't mean to piss you off. I was just pointing out facts, like this man isn't true, you know. They are punishing him, and they should, and I'll get back to that in a minute. Actually, we'll just go into that now. But I think a lot of us should think about, including me, you know, think about what we're saying on the internet and how we're representing ourselves, even if we are 100% sure, 90% sure that feeling that we're in the right, and that we're just trying to do something good, you know, for the world. On the other end of that coin, you got to think to yourself, is this person as passionate about his beliefs as I am? Because I would rather, at the end of the day, focus on the quality of the person itself than what their beliefs look like on paper. You know, meaning, are they Republican? Are they Democrat? Are they gay? Are they straight? Are they black? Are they white? Are they religious? Are they not religious? You know, what do they support? Do they support abortion? Do they not support abortion? Do they support legal marijuana? Do they not support legal marijuana? At the end of the day, a lot of people will say these things, but maybe maybe they're afraid to openly say that they don't care if, like, a gay person gets married because they've spent their whole life in a church, you know? Or maybe they think deep down inside that a person should get an abortion, but they don't want to say it because they feel like they're going to go to hell, or they feel like they're going to offend people who are important to their lives. So they don't want to say these things out loud. Or maybe they do believe these things for reasons that we don't understand. And maybe, and not so much the gay thing, let's throw that out the window because that's nobody's fucking business, but like abortion and other things, marijuana, you know. I mean, I think you should be able to get married if you're gay or straight or trans, no matter what, you know. That's, to me, is kind of unnegotiable, really, you know. But, you know, the other stuff can be up for debate. But I like to look more at like what a person gives back to this world. We all have our flaws. At the end of the day, does this person do more good than bad? Because even though they're standing in a line picketing a Planned Parenthood, they might also be standing in a line serving soup to a homeless man. They might be giving a few bucks to a guy on the street that really needs it. They might be helping somebody get over an addiction. You know? And I think those things are more important than the negative things. A lot of the times. Not all of the time, but a lot of the times. So, I mean, one thing the guy did say, he said, I won't be talked down to by a guy of your pedigree. So, that was kind of like, that one thing did kind of fucking not sit well with me. Because, pedigree is it's a term, I don't know exactly what it means, what the exact definition is, but I know that it's used mostly to describe a classification of you know, your class as a person, whether you're rich, you're poor, you're educated, or whatever, you know. And you can say what you want, you know. I mean, I'm not educated. I'll be the first to tell you that. I'm fucking poor ass high school graduate who's never had more than a couple $1,000s at a time. I don't have nice things. I don't have a lot of money. Anything I've touched as far as business has went to shit. I could go for days about what kind of a fucking piece of shit I am, you know. But I don't feel like that necessarily makes me stupid. But, you know, maybe I should think about how I talk to people, because maybe it's making them feel stupid. And if you're one of those people, I apologize. I hope we can have a rational conversation about it. Some people don't, though. I mean, they just fucking go crazy. I can go crazy sometimes too, so I understand. But depending on what it is, I like to have a rational conversation about things. So yeah, I was saying that we're gonna sign off here. I'm gonna head to my buddy Washko's birthday. Do a quick rundown of what's going on. Cheating Hearts album's here. Pre-orders went out this week. I'm caught up on all orders. Up next is the Comp album. And new merch and old merch being printed. Catching up on that. Catching up on those hoodie orders is high on my priority list now. And that's that, man. We are booking. Almost got the tour booked in late April, early May. Trying to think of what else. Just hit up the store. Hit me up with any ideas you got, any products you might want to see me try. And remember, folks, I'm not actually a therapist. I just play one on YouTube. Might add some more segments here at the end to finish things off. But maybe not too. Hopefully I have a smooth ride home. I hope you guys have a good week. And that's that.
What's up, folks? Here's an update. I made it home safe. Didn't beat the storm, though, but I think it's gonna get worse. I left Portland at about 9 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock in the morning now. So it took me about 5 hours to get home. This about 2 hours longer than it normally takes. As you can see, it's very snowy out. Parts were worse than others. There's a part on the freeway on I-84 that was a wreck. Not like an actual wreck, but it was shitty. And then there was the last like 5 miles outside of Ione was bad. Gillum County is doing a good job at taking care of their shit. I don't think a plow's touched any of this shit, but it's still early. The guys might be trying to wait until it gets a little worse before they come out. It's still snowing. It's real wet, slick shit. It's pretty bad. Snowpocalypse 2019, motherfucker. It's almost March, dude. Supposed to do this for a week. But yeah, I was going to record, show you guys what kind of shit was going on, because it was coming down hard, but I didn't want to risk any kind of distraction. And then I also couldn't get my cell phone holder to stay, so sure as hell wasn't going to drive and record, but I'm home. Yeah, it was a long trip, so thanks.